Hey everybody, my name is Rydo and we are back for another episode of Portal. We're going through the developer commentary. And we are right back to our autosave where the last episode we crashed the program and had to actually...
For your own safety, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
There. We got through it just fine this time. So, we just did a little thing weird.
Sometimes little details make a huge difference. For instance, we had to add the left side to this wall to give players a visual representation of how thick it is. Without it, playtesters frequently thought that the hall had just gotten impossibly narrow, panicked, and stopped making rational decisions.
Up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin. Rest assured that there is absolutely no chance of a dangerous equipment malfunction prior to your victory incandescence.
Before the player escapes the fire pit, the AI dialogue is all delivered with a computerized monotone. After the escape, however, Gladys gets progressively more expressive until, by the end, she's cycling through a whole mess of emotion. The role required an actor capable of mimicking the computer-generated voice while still infusing it with some real character. Since we plan to end the game with a song, she also needs to have a good singing voice. The woman we ended up casting, Ellen McLean, is a great mimic, a terrific actor, and a classically trained operatic soprano, so that worked out pretty good.
We were going to murder you. We are very happy for your success. We are throwing a party in honor of your tremendous success. Place the device on the ground, then lie on your stomach with your arms at your sides. A party associate will arrive shortly to collect you for your party.
So this line of
Make no further
dialogue
attempt to leave the
was a
testing
joke
area.
that
Assume
got
the party
played
escort
as
submission
fulfilled,
position or you will miss the party.
where they explained. Again, physics engine. Should not have been able to jump up that through a double jump, but was able to. And we can go through doors that have handles. Doors that have handles can't go through doors that don't have handles. The party submission condition.
In these new areas, we weren't using the surfaces the player is familiar with. The rules for which new surfaces portals can be placed on, and which surfaces are off-limits, needed to be taught. So, we created this area both to show the player they've escaped into the guts of the facility, and to retrain them in which surfaces are valid for portal placement.
Hello, where are you? I know you're there. I can feel you here. Hello?
Didn't quite make it. That is the right way to solve this puzzle. It just doesn't work. Didn't work the first time I did it. Doesn't really work 100% of the time when I do it the second time. You're limited to really just right here. And the second time it worked, first time it didn't.
I went to Portal's, I Googled Portal in game, and I went to the trailer, and I just loved it. I loved hearing my voice. And as I told the production team, I have never played a computer game in my life, but I want to play this one.
I don't know if you tried to decode this gibberish, if that would say anything either, if that was something when they updated the patch. And we haven't seen a radio in a while. Or Were we done with seeing radios? Were they just gonna hide them in the proper puzzles and not the back section? I don't know. We'll have to just keep an eye out. I think I hear one now. Reinforcing that without the cameras, it can't see you.
Okay, the test is over now. You win. Go back to the recovery annex for your cake. It was a fun test, and we're all impressed at how much you won. The test is over. Come back.
Now, if you wanted to go back to the recovery annex, you can't. You'd have to take this elevator back that direction. That elevator is closed. This is a different puzzle designed to look exactly like the same puzzle. Notice the item is not, the radio is not there. Also, this actually connects to something. We've been looking, and they haven't been connected.
After players escape, we let them solve an old chamber in a new way. This reintroduction of a familiar space, which can now be solved in an incorrect way, helps convey the sense that players are cheating the system while forging their own path through the facility.
So, elevator had to have gone up.
Cut the cake. I told them to wait for you, but they cut it anyway. There is still some left if you hurry.
Looking for radios, looking for commentaries. I wish more games had director's commentaries. I wish it was standard, really. That would certainly allow me to play a game twice in a row as a YouTuber, and that would help me out. If I liked the game, and then if I didn't like the game, well, then we just conveniently say it has commentaries, but I'm not gonna do it. Notice the little stairs there. And the loading screen. At the end here, there's two places in particular where they decide to just put loading screens in the middle of nowhere. They couldn't, I guess, find the right place to put them.
Where do you think you're going? Because I don't think you're going. Where do you think you're going? Hello?
another one of these, so there are more of these. Did you have to find them all to unlock the secret message, or did you just have to find one? Still a great song. How far can you go back? Oh, you can probably go pretty far back if you wanted to. Let's see, which one of these hits the roof? That one. I think I'll have much more fun watching this get crushed than I will finding the exact place it's supposed to go. There we go. So this hits the roof. It has been pushed through the roof. Or it's pushed below the floor. Sometimes when there are clipping errors, it puts things like below the floor too. So who knows? Let's take a little ride. See, does it get louder as we get higher? No, it gets softer. Oh, there's the radio. It got knocked back a little bit. Incredible, indestructible radio. Oops. That was a mistake. Oh, where is it? I'm actually through the floor right now. Well, I was. That happened a couple of times. This is a very strange area because there's nothing really going on in this area. Just no reason whatsoever. So that's not the area either.
One bizarre fact of game design is that without some serious prompting, players will rarely look up. In this case, the prompt is a ladder. Most players will investigate where the ladder goes, which is up. The ladder actually falls apart as soon as it's touched, but by then it's served its purpose.
Yeah, I could certainly see being stuck in this area and just not understanding what you were trying to accomplish. With these pistons in particular, they're just giant distractions. Giant distractions like this radio.
We designed the post-escape levels to give players brief glimpses of the inner workings of the enrichment center. This particular area exposes part of the storage cube distribution system. These little vignettes help make this section of the game visually distinct from the testing chambers, while reinforcing the idea that players are now behind the scenes.
Didn't we have some fun?
Through playtesting, we discovered that fatigue set in if we didn't break up the more complicated, deliberately paced puzzles with problems that required the player to perform a much simpler task under time pressure. These pistons proved to be a good foundation for that simpler type of puzzle. Because they feature a moving surface, they also gave us an opportunity to employ some unusual portal transitions, such as ceiling to ceiling.
During development, we'd often run across some piece of level design that would break the portal system. For instance, this ceiling to ceiling transition was an unexpected edge case that ended up requiring a lot of effort to make work. We tried never to take the easy route of simply changing the level design to work with existing portal technology. We knew that once the game was out in the wild, custom map creators would stress the system in ways we hadn't even considered, so we made it as flexible as possible.
How long am I gonna carry this radio? Not any further. Found it. So we had to go pretty far. Pretty far with that one. That wasn't quite the right way to do that, but I still accomplished it, so. And then we get this pistons. Very strange. Very, very strange. Just remember, you can use portals.
You really shouldn't be here. This isn't safe for you. It's not too late for you to turn back. I'm not angry. Just go back to the testing area.
Now I like this piston puzzle because it does feel like it adds something to all of them. Get to a puzzle that is particularly strange. It is reinforcing that same mentality that
you should have turned left before. It's funny, actually, when you think about it.
So the only way to get here is to make this jump all the way over here. Wouldn't expect that to be the right solution. And I got stuck here when I first played the game for a while just thinking, you can't possibly expect me to do that. But we did do that with the fire. We did do it once before in one of the tests. It's not the first time we've done it. It's actually the third time, but it just feels so strange each time. Strange, like a loading screen as you're falling down. As you're falling down, you're going to put a loading screen. I'm not sure they put any thought whatsoever into when to put the loading screens.
In the sound booth, you're only connected to the production team by an intercom, and they can talk about you, and you don't know what they're saying. But you trust that they're being kind. And, you know, they'll push a button and then they'll say something to me. They'll say, a direction. No, that wasn't right. Do it again. Give us 3 more reads. And a lot of times what happens is they would play the computer-generated sound for me on one line, and then I'm supposed to recreate that 3 times with the director saying, okay, well, you know, more sarcastic or more angry or more irritated. So you stand in the booth hour after hour after hour. They're always very nice. They let you have water in here and maybe a pencil to take a few notes. And of course you want it to be interesting because you want them to hire you again.
Maybe a pencil. She sounds like they're afraid to give her shoelaces in case she strangles herself. Maybe you get a pencil, and yes, you get water. But no soda, just water.
As the end of the game draws closer, we increase the ratio of time-pressured puzzles, like this turret ambush, to give the players the sense that they're approaching a climactic encounter.
An important design goal of these post-escape levels was to give players the sense that they're running wild inside the guts of the facility. With that in mind, we added plenty of nooks and crannies for players to crawl into or place portals through. This ended up being a tricky lighting challenge, as the areas needed to be bright enough to navigate, while still being dim enough to feel like obscure, disused sections of the building.
So there's this turret down here, and it looks like it would shoot you.
Who's there?
But it's actually defective, has no bullets. So...
Are you still there? Hi, Bernadette. There you are. Target lost.
let's see. Put a blue portal here.
Searching. Are you still there? Sleep mode activated. Target lost. Searching. Target lost. Are you still there?
Where am I going? Over there.
Searching.
A little bit lost. Don't know why I am. I just played this game. Well, oops. I was gonna take that with me further, but since I can't, might as well give you a break of that music. If you've grown to hate the music at this point, I'd invite you to listen to it again and embrace its inner truth. The music is good. It will always be good. It's a catchy tune, seriously. Honestly though, I haven't listened to that song in many years. But every time I do listen to it, it is just this entire game wrapped up. And I just think about how much I love this game.
It didn't have to be like this. I'm not kidding now. Turn back or I will kill you.
Sarcasm.
I'm going to kill you.
GLaDOS is sarcastic.
And all the cake is gone. You
And that's so much fun. But while I was trying to do this, trying to build in all these emotions, I still had to maintain the computer sound and maintain the pronunciation of repeated phrases. You know, Aperture Science and the Enrichment Center.
So we know what this does, but we couldn't go any further and shoot any glass out because this is why the emancipation grid is right here, is because it wants to disable any portals that you might set up here and on the other side. So I have these two portals on this side. I walk through this, it takes out the portals. Without that, without this grid here, I could set up one portal inside here and then work my way back probably very far into this game, well, at least further than they wanted me to, and try and shoot a missile and blow out some glass.
These rocket sentries originally fired lasers. We switched from lasers to rockets after we introduced the glass-breaking mechanic, mainly because glass shattering in a massive rocket explosion turned out to be a lot more satisfying than glass just slowly being melted by a laser. Originally, they also spoke, just like the bullet turrets. Because players often redirect the rockets with their backs to the turret, however, a distinct, uncluttered sound cue was required. The voice simply added too much noise to the rocket redirect mechanic.
Come on, game. I'm simply just trying to get this. Okay. See the button. Let's try it this time. There we go. Wow. That really does leave a ringing in your ears.
This is your fault. It didn't have to be like this. I'm not kidding now. Turn back or I will kill you.
You could probably shoot
I'm going
a
to
rocket.
kill you, and all the cake is gone. You don't even care, do you? This is your last chance.
Emancipation grid works on rockets too. Who would have guessed? So what I wanted to do is hit the glass with the rocket on the other side. But it's hitting itself. Or hitting me. Come on.
This is your fault. It didn't have to be like this. I'm not kidding now. Turn back or I will kill you. I'm going to kill you, and all the cake is gone. You don't even care, do you? This is your last chance.
Man, I am not moving out of the way fast enough.
This is your fault. It didn't have to be like this.
Didn't have this much trouble the
Turn
first
back
time.
or I will kill you.
There's some volume issues.
I'm going to kill you, and all the cake is gone. You don't even care, do you? This is your last chance.
orange portal in the next section. Now in this next section, we have to put an orange portal right here. And we're still not done. We need to put an orange portal right here.
Breaking this tube gives players a chance to test out their newly trained rocket redirecting and glass breaking skills in a slightly different context, which helps cement the training.
Now by making us go back from this point to another point where we can put a portal, it's definitely pushing us to take the cube with us. Do I need to take the cube with us, or is this the cube I took with us all the way to the end for no real reason? This may be the one I took with me all the way to the end for no real reason. Another loading screen, just in random places. Couldn't put an elevator? Couldn't create a different, like, elevator? Hide it behind at least a door? Just gonna stick it right in the middle. What happens if I walk back over it? Is it loading again? No, not really. It probably unloaded some far off section of the map that's no longer accessible. There we go. Now we're gonna get to the part that was originally supposed to be the boss fight. Taking this box in with you is really helpful. If you didn't have this box, of course, just trying to run is a problem. It's pretty bad too. You don't really need the box, it's just helpful. Have a little shield. And it's very obvious how this could be the final boss fight. It is the only thing we've really been fighting. Is these turrets. It does bring about a good question: is should the final boss in games be something like a massive, super powerful version of something you've been fighting the whole time, or should it be an amazing new creature you've never even seen before?
Put me down.
Music has stopped does not mean I am scot-free, though. Yeah, let's just go ahead and jump down. See what this has to say.
This massive turret ambush was originally a lot more massive, with turrets that dropped from the ceiling and popped out of surprise hatches. In fact, for a while, it was the game's climactic battle. Through playtesting, we learned that this type of pure combat experience didn't really fit with the preceding few hours of player training. Over several iterations, we toned down the combat and made the room more about using portal momentum to fling yourself great distances, a skill that playtesters really enjoyed using, and that's a key component of what eventually became our final battle.
I see. Critical error.
So there we go. Where's my box? I like to have the box for this next section. If I can find it. Got me stuck there. For a second there, I was not able to get out. We're finding all the bugs in the game today. But I could do this with a lot of games, so don't think for a second that this is any particular bad indictment of Portal. But I could go through any old game, play it as thoroughly as we are playing this right now, and find some bugs and point them out. I probably should be a video game debugger if they paid more, or if they let me work out of my house and not move. I would certainly consider it. So certainly it doesn't seem like this goes. Start with this section over here. If I take this with me, I will miss. So the best thing I should do is just drop this and then see if I can get it later. So we're doing a double jump here. It takes a little bit of time for this to open up, for the portal to open up. And in that little bit of time, I'm not aiming for it. the middle over here, next to this. Shoot the blue portal, go through it. Nope. Didn't get it. Got it that time. Blue portal. Made it. So, now. What do I do? Learn to love the music. Okay, how long this takes? This is the slowest speedrun in history. I don't know why I called this really a speedrun, other than the fact that as compared to my other series where I broke up the episodes into about 10-minute chunks. This there you go, it's stuck. Now, when you have knowledge of foresight, or beforehand knowledge, getting yourself behind these guys before they're placed is pretty awesome. First time I had to use the cube as a method to just shield myself, and that's it for the cube though. This is why I like to bring the cube. Shield myself against these two turret guns and try and work my way. How far do we have to take this? We may have to take this one all the way to the end. Alright, so blue is where I'm coming out of. So I need to jump off the edge here and land into an orange one. And by jump, I mean I need to actually jump off the edge just so I don't hit that section. I probably could just go off here too. And if there wasn't a robot in the way. Third time's the charm, right? Everything works on the third try. I've never had to do anything more than 3 times. So, there's that. That's a blue one. We make an orange one. And we take this with us.
Originally, these catwalks were decorative, but playtesters consistently thought they were significant and often spent a lot of time trying to reach them. We didn't want to stand between people and their desire to walk on the catwalks, so we redesigned the area to make catwalks not only accessible, but also necessary to proceed.
Really? In what way are these catwalks accessible? Oh, like even the one I was just walking on wouldn't would have been decorative. Well, we're about at the end of the game. Obviously missed where that one was supposed to have been. Oh well.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent
Fiction
behavior,
behind this
the
red
only thing
phone
you've
is that
managed
while
to break
Gladys
so
was
far
being developed,
is my
it was
heart.
somebody's job to
Maybe
sit
you
by
could
it.
settle for that
And if it
and
ever
we'll
looked
just
like
call
the
it
AI
a
was
day.
becoming
I guess
sentient
we
and
both
godlike,
know
that person would
isn't
pick up the
going to
phone and call
happen.
somebody
You
to come
chose
help.
this path. Now I have
In
a
the point in
surprise
time where the
for
actual
you.
game takes
Deploying
place, it's
surprise
become obvious
in
that the
5,
Aperture Science
4.
red phone plan didn't 100%
Time out for a
work out.
second. That wasn't supposed to happen. Do you see that thing that fell out of me? What is that? It's not the surprise. I've never seen it before. Never mind. It's a mystery I'll solve later. By myself. Because you'll be dead. I wouldn't bother with that thing. My guess is that touching it will just make your life even worse, somehow. I don't want to tell you your business, but if it were me, I'd leave that thing alone.
I like the way it looks. I would have liked some of their other
Do you think I'm trying to trick you with
GLaDOS, the rogue disk
psychology?
operating system that now runs
seriously
Aperture
now?
Science, went through a bunch of design iterations. Earlier versions included a floating brain, a sprawling spidery mechanism, and an upside-down version of Botticelli's Rise of Venus built out of robot parts and wire. Eventually, we settled on a huge mechanical vase with a delicate robotic figure dangling out of it, which successfully conveys both GLaDOS's raw power and her femininity.
That thing is probably some kind of raw sewage container. Go
So when
ahead
they
and rub your
told me
face all
that
over
there
it.
was going to be a song at the end, I thought, well, all right, who's going
Maybe
to
you
write the
should marry
song?
that thing since you love it so much.
And they told me there
Do
was
you
going to be
want
a
to
song
marry it?
written
Well,
by
I won't
Jonathan
let you.
Colton.
How does that
And I
feel?
listened to a song that Jonathan had written, and it was very
Have I
fun,
lied
very
to you?
clever.
I mean,
So
in
I
this
thought at that
room,
point, well,
Preston,
you know, this will
leave
be
that thing
okay.
alone.
But I am an opera singer, so usually I sing, "Ah, quando me ne va." And I thought,
I am being
well, will I
serious
be
now.
able to have
That
the
crazy
right
thing is
style
not
for
part
the
of
song?
any
So I was
test
concerned.
protocol.
But then before the recording, they sent me an MP3 file of the song,
Just ignore
and
that thing
I
and
listened
stand
to
still.
it with Jonathan singing it. But I loved the little song. And at home, as I practiced the little song, I tried
about
to,
it. If that thing is
get back to
important, why
GLaDOS's
don't I know
voice.
about it?
Aperture Science. Just this tiny little passive-aggressive computer who's all alone until people try to come in and
I'll
murder
tell you
her.
what that thing isn't.
So of course
it
she gets
isn't yours,
upset.
so leave it alone.
But she seems to have this real affinity for cake. And I want to play the game
Are
because
you
I want to
even listening
recreate
to
the
me?
cake recipe and then put Portal on it and be able to serve it to my friends when they come over to my house.
I'll tell you what that thing
Okay.
isn't. It isn't yours, so
This
leave
is
it
the
alone.
first time I've heard that Jonathan Colton wrote the song. I've become a pretty big fan of Jonathan Colton. In the last year or two, he is on, let's see, it's either NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, or, let's see, there was another one, Trivia Show. Let me see what the other one is called. This is dumb looking up. Fact checking while making a video. Fact checking. Never do it. It is horrible. Okay, so there's NPR's Ask Me Another, and then there's one called Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. And he does the some funny songs and music in between, and sometimes they make musical tests and such. And look up some of his songs; they're all very funny. I like him quite a lot, and it makes a lot of sense that he wrote this song. Notice I was able to balance the part right into that, so all I have to do is hit this and it will fall.
You're kidding me. Did you just set that Aperture Science thing, we don't know what it does, into an Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator? That has got to be the dumbest thing that... Whoa. Good news. I figured out what that thing you just incinerated did. It was a morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin emitters. Oh, that core may have had some ancillary responsibilities. I can't shut off the turret defenses. Oh well. If you want my advice, you should just lie down in front of a rocket. Trust me. Alright. Keep doing whatever it is you think you're doing. Killing you and giving you good advice aren't mutually exclusive. The rocket really is the way to go.
What's that?
That thing you burned up isn't important to me. It's the fluid catalytic cracking unit. It made shoes for orphans. Nice job breaking it, hero.
You're the lady from the test. Hi. Do you smell something burning?
Oh, you think you're doing some damage?
2 + 2 is...
In base 4, I'm fine. I let you survive this long because I was curious about your behavior. Well, you've managed to destroy that part of me. I can't get the neurotoxin into your head any faster. I'd just like to point out that you were given every opportunity to succeed. There was even going to be a party for you. A big party that all your friends were invited to. I invited your best friend, the companion Q. Of course, he couldn't come because you murdered him. All your other friends couldn't come either because you don't have any other friends, because of how unlikable you are. It says so right here in your personnel file. Unlikable. Liked by no one. A bitter, unlikable loner whose passing shall not be mourned. Shall not be mourned. That's exactly what it says. Very formal. Very official. It also says you were a doctor. It also says neurotoxin. So deadly. Joking. When I said that was in massive sarcasm, I could take a bath in this stuff, put it on cereal, rub it right into my eyes. Honestly, it's not deadly at all.
To me.
You, on the other hand, are going to find its deadliness a lot less funny. Who's gonna make the cake when I'm gone? You. Look, you're wasting your time. And you don't have a lot left to waste. What's your point anyway? Survival.
I don't know what's wrong with this personality module.
Be back in case something terrible happens to you.
Pure rage.
It's just about to. Don't believe me? Here, I'll put you on. That's you. That's how dumb you sound. You've been wrong about every single thing you've ever done, including this thing. You're not smart. You're not a scientist. You're not a doctor. You're not even a full-time employee.
That was a lot quicker than the last time
Since the last time you left the building. What's going on in here? Wanting to wish?
I have an infinite capacity for knowledge, and didn't know much what's going on inside. All I know is anyone who's done what you
That sounded a little bit different. No real explanation why it pulls you up. Really no real explanation of any of the science and technology in this world. It just does it. It just works. And we are so close. At least we know the real world was the real world.
For assuming the putty accurate submission position.
This is the part here where you hear the robot walking and talking to you that was added in the patch. It would have just ended right before that second, originally. This is the hint that Portal 2 is coming out, and it did come out. And if you like this game and watch this far, then and haven't played Portal 2, yeah, it's getting closer and closer to the point at which you should go play Portal 2. You could go play Portal 2 now. We still just have a little bit left to do on Portal 1, and then I'm going to do a series on Portal 2. We just have some challenge rooms and some bonus rooms to do. And this was the developer commentary. I hope you learned something. I hope it was interesting. I found it interesting. I wish all games had developer commentary. I wish it was a bit more. And all of that. If you wanted to see the song here, you could go back to the last episode of my series and watch me beat the game again. Or you can just Google the ending. It's on YouTube by other people. I'd rather you watch my videos than other people. I'm not gonna play it again just because.
For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of
I guess I'll just resume. Can't really exit out of the game. I can quit and end it.
I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now.
You listen to that song so often. If you were irritated about me playing around with the radios that were hidden around, sorry, but that was new and interesting content to me. Try to figure out where they hid those radios and where you played it. That is a totally brand new experience for me.
Now these points of data make a beautiful line, and we're out of data, we're releasing on time.
So I'm gonna do a series after this. I don't know why I'm trying to talk over the song. Notice also there's things being typed on the left that aren't being sung in the song.
Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke. Haha, that chance. Anyway,
I think maybe I got the timing off when I exited. Yeah, I got the timing off of the video and the audio because I exited. Yeah, check out JoyToKey. He's got some great, very funny songs. So this might go down as the shortest number of episodes in the series, since it was only, I think, 2 or 3. 3 or 4. I don't know. You get this new ending. This is not the screen you would see originally. And that's the cake. So, was the cake really alive? Not really. You do get the cake at the end. Yeah, only 3 episodes for this director's commentary series. They're long episodes. Was this really a speedrun? No, in no way was this a speedrun. I got super distracted with the radios and super distracted with the with the commentary. Am I really gonna try and do a speedrun? Not really. I don't see a point. There's no time feature that's showing up for the entire game. I'm not seeing anywhere where it says that. If that is hidden somewhere, I just haven't found it. And I wouldn't be the fastest person by far. I am a long player. I take my good sweet time and I talk over it and put commentary on the video. And when you're talking and playing games, you're never gonna get that fast. So I did all my series. Just pointing out my other series. Let's see. At the moment, you can go watch the Portal series before this. If for some reason you wanted to watch this documentary commentary and or just a faster version of the game, not every 10 minutes I break it up between each puzzle, then yeah, if you watched this and didn't watch the original, go watch the original. You got a lot more information, a lot more talk. The original series was in reference to a 2015 game I just did called The Talos Principle. If you haven't heard of that or you haven't seen it, check out my series on that. I have that all from beginning to end done, and we can see the things that are similar and the things that are different than The Talos Principle. This series with the documentary, however you pronounce that word, content didn't even mention the Talos Principle or reference it, because I pretty much said all I want to say on that. I have a series called Hearthstone. That is a card game that you play online. I have new episodes of all my series, well, 3 of my series at least, released Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Central Time. Right now it's Hearthstone. Watch that if you like the card game. Also watch that if you want to hear me talking about my channel and my life. That is my talking series. That's where you're going to hear me talking about anything and everything. My other series at the moment is FTL, Faster Than Light. It is a space series, and where you control a spaceship and try to save the Federation. And then my third series, If You Are Mature, is called The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. It is a dual joystick shooter. Check out the very first episode. If it doesn't immediately repulse you with its themes, then you'll probably like it and you can keep going. If you're not an adult or you don't like the first episode, I completely understand. Don't watch it. I hate to have to put the disclaimers on the series, but you know, some series are like that. And what else? I have some spotlights. I have a couple of spotlights up right now on my Minecraft server. I have a spotlight of the game Limbo, which is me playing it from beginning to end, and a spotlight of Mirror's Edge, which crashed as I was trying to record it. So maybe I'll go back and give it a second chance at some point in the future and see if I make a whole series out of it. I would like to. Mostly crashes you've seen in this game, crashes you see anywhere. It's 90% my hardware. I do not have a powerful enough system. It's on the list to be fixed. I have subscribed to my channel, like my videos, get to my channel. When you get to my channel on YouTube, you can see all my playlists. There's a playlist that will suit your needs. When you subscribe, you'll get notifications when I put up new videos, so you don't miss the new ones. On Hearthstone, if you want to watch the newest one, that's fine. You might be a little bit lost. Maybe go watch the very first episode, then skip to the newest one. You don't really have to watch them all. On any of them, you can skip whatever you want, but it does help me if you watch every second of videos, because all of that is counted by YouTube, and it puts my videos in front of other people's as a suggested video if more people watch my video. If a bunch of people start my videos and then close it immediately, YouTube just assumes that nobody's interested and stops suggesting the video. So that's kind of the background of YouTube. So like, share, subscribe, comment. If you want to put questions in any comments, I will give you a direct response in that comment and maybe talk about it more in my next recorded Hearthstone episode, which will probably come out about a month later, because those episodes are cycled about a month in advance. Let's see. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google+, or friend me on Steam or Battle.net to play me in Hearthstone, all that information is down in the description. If you have duplicates of games and you want to donate to them to me on Steam, that would be great. I'm trying to build up a library on Steam. I don't even have Portal in Steam. So if you had a second copy of Portal and wanted to give it to me, great. If you give me a game I've never played before and I don't have to take that initial cost, that severely influences me to do a series about it. I mean, almost complete guarantee you will get a series if you give a game to me. You will at least get one video explaining why I'm not doing a series on this game. Yeah. So if you have extra copies of games, I want to build up my Portal my Steam library. That's one way in which you might be able to help me. Other ways you might be able to help me are to watch more of my videos, subscribe, like my videos, watch the ads, don't skip the ads. Well, just let the ads play is the truth of it. We don't have eye tracking technology, so you can turn around and not look at the ad if you don't want to. Yeah, so friend me on all of that. We're done with this series, and that was about 3 hours, I think, whereas doing it before, I think, was probably 4.5 hours, just because I put long endings like this long ending at the end of each episode, which added about 50% more time. If it went for 10 minutes, I'd put a 5-minute ending at the end. Anywho, we're done. Thanks for watching. Come back for the next series. Bye.